Hello, this is Stephanie. It's the first day of October, 2018. And I thought we'd do a little bit of talking tonight. I thought Miss Stephanie would read you a story so you can go to bed tonight in the dark. Keep the lights off if you dare. And I'm going to start with our story. I wasn't careful enough on the deep web. The deep web is the most amazing things on earth, not because of how it makes people or anything, just because it's completely uncensored view of people. You can speak your mind, buy what you want, do what you want, when on the deep web you have complete and total freedom. I had always been fascinated by the deep web, and at the time the events of this story occurred, I was in college. Many of people at my campus had already been getting access to the deep web. It was almost like a trend, with so many people getting on it. It seemed pretty safe for me to try. Now, I'd always heard of the deep web horror stories. Stories of hacking, stumbling on disgusting sites, and people even somehow finding your address. These stories were mainly what kept me off the deep web, but with many of the people at my college using it on a normal basis, I decided to give it a go. I asked a friend to come over and help me set it up. When my friend arrived, we opened up my laptop and began to set everything up. He told me what we were in for, a program that lets you have access to the deep web. He also asked if I was planning on doing anything illegal, which I replied no. He said that since I wasn't, we decided we didn't need to install Tails, which is apparently a software that makes it more secure if you plan on doing illegal things. A little while later, everything was ready and set up. I had my new IP address, and my friend gave me a brief rundown on what to do and what not to do. He made it very clear that I was using the hidden wiki, which made it on a censored mode, would be less likely for me to see something I didn't want to see. After about 2 weeks of using the deep web, I felt like a pro. I had access to many different sites, spoken with some great people, made friends, and even bought some weed. I had become cocky and ready to dig deeper into the dark web. I turned off the censored mode and the hidden wiki and began to browse the links. It took a while, mostly because it was a bit slow, and many of the links just led to dead web pages. Eventually, I stumbled on a site called All the Gore. It was mainly a big chat room with many different topics. I had a fairly strong stomach, and I'd seen my share of violent movies and had been seen beheaded, killings, etc. through the normal internet. After looking at a few different chat rooms, I noticed how sick the site really was. The people in these chat rooms were actually killers, bragging about some of the things that they had done. In the chat room, you could also post pictures. One man by the name of Culture 045 had this stage in one of the chat rooms. He was explaining in detail how he had broke into someone's home, kidnapped a little girl, brutally killed her parents by hiding under their bed and opening their throats. He then explained how he brought the little girl back to his house, raped her, beat her, cut her up. I don't think he was telling the truth at first. But then he posted pictures. They were the most horrifying pictures that I had ever seen. Close-ups of an 8 or 10-year-old little girl being brutally raped, bitten, and cut with a knife. Culture kept posting pictures. The new one of the girl tied to a chair, bleeding, crying, throwing up. Then he showed a picture of him with a drill, drilling into her skull. The most haunting part is, while he was doing it, he was looking at the camera with sheer joy in his face. I had seen enough and typed in the chat room window, "You people make me sick. You deserve to die. How can you sleep of a night?" Immediately, the people began making fun of me, saying I was just as helpless, ignorant as the little girl in the pictures, and that I should get off the big boy part of the internet. They began calling me names. Then Culture typed something in the chat box. He said, "Really? Where do you live, buddy? I'm sure everyone would love to see where you live on this site." Then I made the biggest mistake of my life. "I'm calling the police," I said, "and having this site shut down." Less than a minute later, everything on the site went black, and a new chat box appeared in green. In it was someone named Admin1, and he typed in the box, "Call the cops, and you'll regret it." I didn't type anything in the box, and I reached for my cell phone. What happens next haunts me to this day. My phone said that I had a new message. I opened it, and it said, "Call the police and you're dead." There was no number. It didn't even say unknown number. It was just blank. I looked at my laptop and saw the webcam light on. I quickly covered it, but what I saw on the screen, a picture of me looking at my phone, I got wide-eyed and froze for a moment. Then the admin typed in again, "Put the phone down right now and uncover your webcam." I put the phone down, but kept the webcam covered. Then he typed, "Okay then, be like that." Right after, he posted my full name, age, and address in the chat box. And it said it would be a shame if you and your college buddies went missing, wouldn't it? He said. Then I did as he said and uncovered my webcam. He told me to follow his instructions of how to make it impossible for me to reach the site again. I followed each and everything he said. But he said, "Now don't come back." I still called the police from my friend's phone, but they were never able to find the site. So if you go up on the deep web, don't ever just mindlessly explore, especially if you don't have the additional software to keep you more secure. I was a stupid college kid, and I hope nobody makes the same mistakes I did. I moved to a different address, changed all my information, but I still get nightmares to this day. I hope you've enjoyed October the 1st with a little bit of Halloween. Now, turn off the lights and go to bed if you dare.